So, before I start the episode, let me say a few words in memory of my grandmother, Teo Beng Eng. She was kind to me, even though she doesn't have much. By the time I met her when I was young, just a boy, she lived with us for something like 10 years before she had to move to a nursery home, a retirement home. Anyway, she didn't have much in the way of property, but she gave what little she had to me, like $5, $10 back then, and it wasn't much, but the what was priceless was that the kindness was there, the meaning was there, right? So that's priceless. See, human life is priceless. Cannot be it cannot be judged by the dollar signs or by whatever numbers you attach to it, because ultimately it transcends all that. mm, so whenever you have some friends or family or just strangers, acquaintances, don't judge them so easily. They what they are now, it wasn't always what they were. I mean, look at her, my grandmother. She was born on the 19th of November 1931, so she's been through the war. She's been through hell. She's been through third world Singapore. Back when Singapore wasn't that developed. So she's one hell of a woman, I'd like to think. And from what I understand, she was grappling with mental illnesses, and back then there wasn't much help in that regard when it comes to mental health. So never judge a person by what he could give you, by what he is now. That person you judge or wanted to judge was someone's daughter or son, someone's father or mother. you know mm, Human life is precious, so we should cherish everyone, even those who didn't stay long in our lives, alive or not, because when they are gone, they are gone. mm, yeah, so be kind to everyone. If you have hatred in your heart, you should let it go. I've done that a long time ago, and this is a good reminder not to judge, to let go of the hatred in your heart, because life is precious. mm. So we shouldn't go all out to demean human life. I'm talking in the wake of all those terrorist attacks and things like that. So if any of you happen to be violent, like has violence in your heart, I think you should let it go. In a sense, I understood what death means, but now I understand better. And I just hope that there's less of it than what it is now. That there's there's no more than what nature has decided to impose on us, all those deaths. Well, I'm not very good at this, so I guess that's all for now. Well, let's just enjoy today's weapons import program episode, shall we? Alright. Hey folks, welcome back to the Robocraft weapons import program. So, I guess this is the hearse for my late grandma. Congratulations, you're now an honorary guest of I guess shall we say the online remembrance of my grandma. I guess this bomber will carry her, I suppose. I don't know how else to say it, but this episode is dedicated to her memory, so there you go. Anyway, let's do it a good one, shall we? Let's do a good episode for her. First of all, this thing is called the Dr. Boom. Interesting name, pretty fitting. Its description reads: lots of cubes, lots of guns, lots of kills, lots of text. Text, huh? Really? Okay. Alright. So let's just hire this guy, shall we? Whew. Alright, so what we have here? This thing looks like... This thing is practically the tank of the sky. I can see that. It looks pretty heavy. I'll say 600 cubes even. So this thing looks like it could take a lot of damage. It's heavily triforced. So I hope that it doesn't weaken the structure, you know, because of the lack of connection points. Yeah. What else can I see? No electroplates, but that's fine because for most of Robocraft's existence, electroplates aren't always like never existed or unnecessary at all. So this should work just fine. Weapons wise, this thing is heavily armed. More than enough weapons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, I guess. 10 plasma to raise. Never gonna run out, probably. Although it's very interesting how most of these guns are placed on the edge of the bomber, so I'm not sure how well they can stand up to damage. We have to see. Because if it's placed at the edge, then it will fall very easily. It's not connected to too many cubes. Okay, this thing, it looks fast, but I could be wrong. It could be heavy, so that means that it's gonna, the thrusters aren't gonna compensate enough for the weight. But we'll see. This thing could be heavily triforce, and in the end the weight won't be much. Otherwise, it looks like it might have trouble maneuvering very fast. It has only rudders for wings and no wings, basically. So maneuvering wise, I think that might be a problem. I can't see any thrusters for turning left and right. Maybe it's inside. Although if it's inside, it means that it's using lower than T10 cubes. Lower than T10 thrusters, so that might be a problem. Tactics wise, it's got a radar, so it should be able to detect enemies up close. Like, will be useful for like close combat, if that ever happens. Otherwise, this thing looks like a straight out bomber. It might do well, might not. We'll see. I just hope it do well. I just hope it do well because well, this episode is dedicated to my grandma, and this will be the online hearse for my grandma, I suppose, if you can put it that way. I want the best for her. Alright, what else? Usability wise, this thing looks somewhat okay to use. Should be easy. And aesthetics, this thing is very different from what I've seen. It's pretty cool. It looks like a land ship of the sky, but it's too light for that. Too many weapons, too many mobility items or mobility components, so it's most likely a heavy bomber or a medium bomber. I think I'll put my money on being a medium bomber. Up to 599 No, up to 799 cubes, I would say. Yeah. Alright, let's give it a test run. I'm not good at flying, so... Okay. Whoa, there's more thrusters below. That's good. That means it's going to be very fast, and it is nearly 200 mph at tier 1 at overclock level 1. I can't see where the maneuvering thrusters are. It's probably mostly the rudders. But this thing is really nippy. It's look at this. This thing is highly maneuverable, that's good. I'm not even sure whether it's using thrusters, but maybe it doesn't need thrusters. This thing is light enough. It's deceptively light. I guess because there's thrusters underneath, there isn't much cubes in the air. This thing could be a light bomber, I guess. Holy cow, look at the number of guns. Still trying to count them. 3, 6, 9, 10. 10, right? So this thing is should be right out my alley. Although I prefer something heavier. I'm always a heavy bot user, you know, with all my land ships and stuff. Oh crap. Yep, confirm. There's no upward thruster or downward thruster. So it's entirely dependent on its rudders for maneuvering. And the good thing about it is that the rudders are, well, they are pretty well protected, nestled above the armor. Although the problem with only using rudders for control is that once you lose your rudders, that's it. Let's just say upward and downward thrusters provide some insurance, allowing it to behave like thruster sticks in case the wings are shut out. So pretty good so far. It's fast, it's easy to orientate, so it's likely going to be very accurate. Awesome. Sometimes rudders are all we need. Alright. The plasma tourists might have trouble adjusting to the flying, to how it turns like this, but yeah. So I guess that limits how fast it can react to enemies. Alright, this is pretty good. Now it's time to fight a real battle. I hope this thing does well. Come on, hurry up. Alright, let's bring to a team deathmatch. What have we got? Whoa, an insane number of plasma bombers. Perfect. It's just crazy, man. It's like, I don't think flyers should dominate the matches, you know. What happened to ground bots? Okay.
The battle for Tyhonium Canyon has begun.
Whoa, this thing flies like crazy. I can barely even control it.
Plasma bomber spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
It's like 250 mph.
Megabot spotted.
Oops. Doesn't exactly fly straight though.
Plasma bomber spotted. bomber spotted. Mega bot spotted.
Whoa. Man, it turns really fast.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Oh, nice.
Plasma flyer spotted.
Oh man, this thing is turning so fast I'm having trouble controlling it. Man, this thing is like a space battle. Oh crap. Oh. Oh. Man, I lost the bottom of my hull, part of it at least.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Whoa.
SMG
Man, this thing is taking hits very well. Not bad.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Although since it's plasma, well,
Plasma bomber spotted. SMG hover spotted.
man, whoa, this is insane.
Medic flyer spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
I'm taking hits pretty well.
Plasma bomber spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
I'm glad this thing did well.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Hehe, gotcha. Yes. Not bad. So its thruster and rudder systems is working really well in maintaining flight. So that's good. And there's a lot of triforcing around there. It works so far. Although we've yet to see how well it does against SMG and rail. Oh, one hell of a landing. Not bad. The pilot seat is placed up there, looking pretty good. That works. So this thing works pretty well. Oh, nice mech. Awesome. It's completely armored. One, two, three, four, five, six. Top 5 of my team. This thing is working pretty well, but how does it fare against ground forces? I'll say good, but I don't know. I guess I'll go for another team deathmatch. But so far this is a worthy bomber to carry the memory of my grandma. I guess that's what I meant. This thing being an online hearse for my grandma is to carry the memory of my grandmother. Combat wise, doing pretty well. Style wise, I like it. Awesome. Alright, another match, shall we go? Please, more ground forces. That'll do. It's better than the last time. Oh man, AVG. Come on. Well, this is not covering half the screen.
Has begun.
flying wise, it gets a bit difficult.
Plasma tank spotted.
Oh crap.
Interceptor spotted. Tesla flyer spotted.
See, that's the problem with having only radars for propulsion.
SMG tank spotted. Megabot spotted. SMG tank spotted.
Oh crap. Okay.
Interceptor
Thrusters who have moved this guy out of his hole.
Tesla flyer spotted.
Come on, let's get out of here. Alright. Perfect. Ooh,
Medic walker spotted. SMG tank spotted.
crap.
Interceptor spotted.
It's turning way too fast. Yeah. Oh man. Wow, that was disastrous. Oh, nice check. Well, I'm hopeless here, so might as well quit and try again, right? Oh, that was a terrible start. At least I won't lose rank out of this. So should be okay. In team deathmatch, it simply doesn't quite work out. For some reason, I guess it's because everything is the performance of every part of the board is improved, so it became, I guess it's a case of it becoming too maneuverable. We try again. Alright, what we got? Some ground forces, good enough.
The battle for Ophusius Valley has begun.
I have no idea why, but the frame rate is really low. Alright, let's go up. This thing is harder to pilot in this game mode. Ooh,
Plasma bomber spotted.
spotted them.
Megabot spotted. SMG hover spotted. Medic flyer spotted.
Shit.
Plasma copter spotted. Tesla copter spotted. SMG hover spotted.
Holy crap, this thing is hard to pilot. At least in this game mode.
SMG walker spotted. Tesla flyer spotted. SMG walker spotted. Medic walker spotted.
Bad time, pal. To rectify. And I'll rectify you now.
Tesla flyers.
Rectify. Wrecked. Wrecked. We won, yes. And I did pretty well this time. Take some love to pilot, I suppose. And good thing the frame rate dropped. That helped too. Not bad, I'm the best. Alright. So this thing is pretty good. But like all other bots, this thing is not good when the frame rate is bad. So that's that. I guess I'm ready for Battle Arena. Let's see how well it does there. Well, at least I won't have to go up against mega bots. So yeah, so that's that. No mega SMGs. Let's go. Anyway, this is probably gonna take a while, so why not let's talk. So basically I went to the funeral wake after work yesterday. Yesterday was Friday, yeah. On Thursday. So I was there from on around 7 o'clock. And the casket with my grandma's remains were already there. So had a chat with my relatives, haven't seen them for quite a while. Went back home around 11, slept, and went back to a funeral wake. I had the honor of staying overnight at the funeral wake to guard the body, to protect the belongings of the funeral wake. So that's great. Yeah, well, it's faster than I thought, so we can't talk much. Let's go. Alright.
The battle for Taihonium
Man, this
has begun.
Oh wow, man. Takes a while to to leave off. Alright, it's more controllable at overclock 1, definitely. So this thing can't quite fly straight. So that's a problem.
Your top fusion tower has been captured. Plasmacopter spotted.
Correct.
Your team has captured the middle fusion tower. Your fusion shield is now active. Plasma bomber spotted. Your bottom fusion tower has been captured. Tesla flyers spotted.
Ah, leave me alone.
Helicopter spotted.
This thing is flying pretty good though. None of his rudders are touched. It's gliding pretty well.
Tesla flyers spotted. Plasma bomber spotted. SMG walker spotted. Plasma bomber
Can't seem to fly straight though. I really hate that about the bot.
Plasma bomber spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack.
No you don't. No you don't.
Tesla flyers spotted. Plasma bomber spotted. Plasmacopter spotted. Plasma bomber spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. SMG walker spotted. Medic copter spotted. SMG walker spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Your team has captured the bottom fusion tower. Clock cycle booster activated. Medic copter spotted. SMG walker spotted. SMG walker spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Tesla flyer spotted.
It's doing pretty well. I could take a lot of damage.
SMG walker spotted. Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. Your middle fusion tower is under attack.
Oh crap. Why am I suddenly losing? Oh.
Your middle fusion tower is under attack. The middle fusion tower.
Well, I made it. Oh, saw. Oh crap. Ugh. Thanks.
Your bottom fusion tower is
Couldn't have made it without you, pal.
Plasma bomber spotted. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Your bottom fusion tower is under attack.
Bye.
Plasma bomber
Man, that was close.
Your
Ooh.
plutonium reactor is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted. Plasmacopter spotted. Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Tesla flyer spotted. Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted.
Crap.
Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. The bottom fusion tower has been captured.
I don't know what is it, but
Your fusion shield.
this thing loses a lot of its maneuverability
Plutonium reactor is under attack.
when something gay, like now.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Crap.
Your team has captured the middle fusion tower. Your fusion shield is now active. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Medic copter spotted. SMG walker spotted. Plasma copter spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
It's hard to fly this thing.
SMG walker.
It's way too maneuverable. Something ought to be done about that.
Tesla flyer spotted. Plasma copter spotted. Medic copter spotted. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Plasma bomber. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted. Medic copter spotted. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Plasma copter spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
Whoa, man.
Tesla flyer spotted.
Yeah, this thing is really hard to control. Only in the beginning is it manageable, but as it gains as it gains speed and everything, it's just hard, man.
SMG walker spotted. SMG walker spotted. Plasma bomber spotted.
Ooh. Yeah, losing the front rudders isn't very good for its health.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Crap.
Your middle fusion tower is under attack.
So it's less robust than I
Your
thought.
team has captured the bottom fusion tower. Clock cycle booster activated. Your middle fusion tower is under attack.
This thing can't really fly straight either.
Plasma bomber spotted.
That's the thing.
Plasma bomber spotted. Plasma copter spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. SMG walker spotted. Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. SMG walker spotted. Your middle fusion tower is under attack. The middle fusion tower has been captured. You no longer have your clock cycle booster.
Ugh.
Your bottom fusion tower is under attack. Tesla flyer spotted.
The way it turns, man. Just the way it turns.
Your fusion shield has been deactivated. Plasma bomber spotted.
Darn it.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack. SMG walker spotted. Tesla flyer spotted. Plasma bomber spotted. Plasma bomber spotted. Your
Oh
plutonium
no.
reactor is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted. SMG walker spotted. Plasma copter spotted. SMG walker spotted. Medic copter spotted. Tesla
Ah,
flyer
what are you
spotted.
doing?
Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Plasma bomber spotted.
Come on, yeah. That's good, that's good. Get it.
Your plutonium reactor is under attack.
Come on.
Plasma bomber spotted. Your plutonium reactor is under attack. Your plutonium crystal is nearly destroyed. Your plutonium reactor is
Yeah,
under
man, it's like losing even a bit of rudders. It's disastrous for this thing.
Plasma bomber spotted.
Ah. So interceptors would have an easy time on this guy. Alright. It's not as good as I thought it would be. Yep. Ooh, man, it's way too sensitive to the control. It's hard to control. Man, like I think it kicks in at around overclock 5 or 6, and then from then on, it is extremely sensitive, which is not good. It's too maneuverable to the point where it's unmaneuverable. Well, yeah, I wish I could have said something better than that, but there you go. I mean, no matter what you say, this thing it cannot function that way very well. Like, sure, maybe you could say that this thing is supposed to be a support bomber and things like that, but support bomber or not, if it's hard to control, it's hard to use. Anyway, let's just move on to the graph, shall we? Yeah, so I can explain better how this thing performs. Let's go. And here we are, the Buckingham's Dr. Boom. So I was optimistic at first, but I guess I was wrong. I had high hopes for this thing, and with my grandmother's death and everything, and this episode being dedicated to her and everything. But I guess I have to do my job right, and here we are. I mean, granted, this thing is not a total disaster. It has its merits, but there are problems. It performs well in the first half of its of battle, but I guess it falters after that. Anyway, let's just start from durability and go anti-clockwise towards aesthetics. So first of all, durability wise, I thought it was fine at first. Like, the armor protects the rudders pretty well, and much of the thrusters, but it's simply not enough. It did pretty well against plasma, did pretty well against, I mean, obviously it's a fly, so it does well against plasma with it's able to avoid most of it. But otherwise, there's something up with this thing's thrusters and rudders, because some amount of damage, not a very small amount of damage, is enough to hobble this thing basically. Something causes it to lose control, and yeah, it doesn't take a lot of shots, so that's a huge thing. Otherwise, if it was chipped away around the sides, it does fine. So that's that for it. like it could be eaten all around it and it could still fly. So that's good. This thing is not a total disaster when it comes to durability. That's why I gave it a C. But the reason why I didn't give it any higher is because of the crippling possibility that it could lose everything, like all of its maneuverability and its control. If something gives, I don't know what. I think it's a thrusters at the bottom or something. I think it is. So I think the thrusters at the bottoms they are like the main weakness of the board, and the thing is it's facing the ground, so it's very easy to for ground forces to hit it, to hit the lower thrusters. Those lower thrusters are like the holes in its armor and they are huge, so that's a problem I feel. Ultimately this thing is hollow when it comes to durability, yeah, basically. So I feel that there's much to improve in this regard. Maybe you could move the thrusters to the side, could work, I don't know. But the thrusters around the top are should be quite safe. The rudders are quite safe, although if you're orientated to the wrong angle, enemies could still get them. So but better to use those thrusters and wings, although that presents its own problems. Let's move on to firepower. This thing is armed to the teeth, has like 10 plasma to raise, so firepower isn't a problem. It's well armed, but a huge problem is it's caused by this thing's overly sensitive control. It causes you to orientate in the wrong direction, so in the end you miss a lot of shots. That's the thing, which is why I gave it an A. I could have given it a triple A or double A, but just doesn't work out. It's how my system works. One problem leads to another. It's a domino effect. So in this case, poor maneuverability leads to poorer firepower. I would say, not poor but poorer. Otherwise, this thing when it hits, it's dangerous. Yeah, so I'll give it that. Although yeah, its firepowers are quite durable as well, so that's fine. Okay, moving on, speed. This thing is really fast, at 160 I believe in overclock 1, and something like I saw 250 in a team deathmatch. So speed wise this is not an issue. However, the speed is kind of misused by the poor maneuverability, which I'll talk about now. Basically this thing can't even fly straight. I don't know what's wrong. Could be that maybe when one or more thrusters were taken out, then you start to wobble a bit. But the main issue is how it's oversensitive to the player's control. Like you want to go up, you want to go down, you just do a flip, it's crazy. And going left and right was a chore. It's quite difficult. Sometimes I can't maintain the orientation I want. You do a sudden barrel roll all of a sudden, and like I'll just miss my shot. So that's not good. It's way too sensitive, especially it's fine in the first few overclock levels, but when you get higher and higher it becomes harder to control and eventually impossible. Flying straight becomes the best tactic, and that's not good when you're trying to avoid getting shot at. So yeah, let's move on. Tactics wise, this thing is supposed to function as a normal bomber, but everything else kind of penalize its ability to function as a bomber. Poor maneuverability means that my flight patterns are affected, so I can't bombard the enemy very well. I don't have the confidence to do that even. This thing has vulnerabilities at the bottom of its hull because of the bottom thrusters. So within seconds this thing could all of a sudden lose control, and then I'll lose the bombing run. Bombers are supposed to, I suppose they are supposed to be the hardy tanks of the sky, but in this case it fell short, unfortunately. So yeah, moving on, usability. So in the beginning it's fine, but later on it faltered. It controls well in the beginning when its mobility movement parts are low powered, like thrusters and the aerofoils, the rudders. But as time goes on, this thing would like just start doing backflips and barrel rolls like very quickly, trying to impress me, I suppose. And that makes it really hard to use. I couldn't even fly straight. So I began to worry more about movement rather than targeting the enemy. You might have noticed that in the battle arena match, most of the time I was more worried about trying to stay on course rather than to shoot the enemy. So it resulted in overall poor performance. Yeah, but lastly, this thing looks good. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's unique in its own right. There's some good pattern going. I like its shape, I like the design. The way the lower thrusters were welded into the hull, it looks good. It's just not practical. Yeah, what else? The overall design could be improved on. It kind of looks a bit ugly with some cubes sticking out like that. The top thrusters look a bit weird and off. The rudders look a bit weird. The back rudders were like misaligned. Either that or I think it could be made the standard design for all the arrangement for all of its rudders, rather than having the top and bottom rudders aligned. Maybe we have them stagger, so that might work better. Yeah, it is pretty curvy, so that works too. But yeah, like I said, there's some prisms and stuff sticking out. Yeah. What else can I say about this thing? Yes, overall it's 5.29, so it's a B minus. This thing could be used pretty well for a while, but it falls short the rest of the way. So that's that. What else can I say? How can we improve this board? Move some thrusters from bottom to the side. What else? The triforcing is pretty good, by the way, just to add for durability. Just that it didn't last. This good triforcing technique, and the armor could be circumvented by shooting at the thrusters. Not good. What else? I guess that would be all. So let's just get back into the game, shall we? Yeah. Alright, let's go. Oops, sorry, wrong bot. Oh, anyway, this is my Gilgamesh too. It's been pinned up, as you can see. Anyway, let's go back to where's Dr. Boom? Ah, there you are. Is that a Star Destroyer? Oh yes, it is. Anyway, back to Dr. Boom. Anyway, this thing performed less well than what I expected, and by it's fine, I guess, in the beginning, but towards the end it didn't do very well in the latter half of the match. Yeah, although I'll say it's good enough in dedication to the memory of my grandmother. She wouldn't have wanted me to skip out on the queue of my program to give her the best spot, to send her off. So I guess this is the right thing to do. But hey, I mean, this isn't entirely bad. You know, if he could, if I can take advantage of his performance in the first half of the match, then we are all set for the second half. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the best flyer player, pilot, whatever. So maybe some other player could do it better. But yeah, there are ways to improve on this board. I'm sure. Like the trusses at the bottom, yeah, those were the weak points. Yeah. So I guess that's all for now. Remember what I said in the beginning of the video, like when this is over, I guess just move on to tell your loved ones that you love them and try to make them smile and laugh as long as you can, as many times as you can, because simply put, we are finite beings. We don't get to live forever, and we have to cherish whatever time we have with the people we like and love. So anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Do subscribe, do like, and do comment on this thing. Tell me more about like what you think about this board, and tell me if you agree or disagree. I'd like to hear that too. Yeah, alright, anyway, see you guys next episode. See ya.